Welcome everybody to our one-on-one episode. I am Ralph from Fifth Ward Media, Our Party Entertainment, and I'm here with my boy Andres, aka Dre.
So what's going on?
Say hello to the good people.
What's
Tell
good,
people who you are.
My beautiful peoples of Linden. My name is Andres. I am from Linden, New Jersey. I'm Colombian, and I'm a film producer and screenwriter.
You have to throw that in there, you know. Try to be.
It's a flex. It's a flex.
Gotta let people know we're minorities in this piece. So yeah, so today, you know, we're just gonna sit down, kick it, have people get to know you a little bit more. Who, me?
Oh, we got the Henny out. Hey, yo.
Nah, I've known this kid since he was a youngin'. He's actually my brother's best friend. We went to DR together.
That shit was crazy.
No, that's my brother.
Yeah,
that's my brother in that picture. But we had a good time in DR. Shit got real crazy.
Real quick.
But yeah, so we're just, gonna kick it today. Yeah, there's something real special. So how did you get your start, like in the industry you're in now? Just with the filmmaking.
So I've been waiting tables my whole life since I was like 14. Like I wanted to buy some Jordans, and my dad was like, "I'm not paying for that shit." So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go wait tables and make that money." One time there was this guy. He was like recording the restaurant, and I just went up to him and I asked him. I was like, "What kind of lens is that?" And he told me. And from there, I just started working with him. And he does like videography stuff around Jersey. He does like weddings and all that short stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I always loved filming. He was filming in a restaurant, and then he was just like, "Yo, you want to work with me?" I was like, "I'll work with you." But I love movies since I was a kid, man. Like my first love is music, and after that, it was just movies. And I never really decided to pursue it until I was in college. I was just like, I don't want to be an engineer anymore. My family's full of engineers. My brother's an engineer. My cousins are all engineers. And I was like, fuck this shit. I'd rather do something I love instead of just... But he was a major push, though. Working with him made me realize, I could do this as a profession, as a career.
Nice.
So I just started going with it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So how do you classify like your taste in film? Like,
oof, that's hard. I like foreign shit. Very independent, very like low budget.
You like artsy shit.
Like artsy shit, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Marvel movies too. I love like Interstellar and stuff like that.
There's both of them can coexist for you.
No, they can. The fuck Scorsese. No, I'm joking.
Nah, never fuck Scorsese.
I regret that,
never. Yeah. No, because you see that a lot with directors who, especially the higher brow directors, they kind of shit on the blockbuster. But it's like, you know what? If it wasn't for the blockbuster, studios wouldn't be giving you any money to make your small film.
Exactly.
You need the blockbusters to survive. Blockbusters is what gets the middle budget and the low budget films made.
That's facts.
That's what pays the bills.
Facts.
You guys don't pay the bills.
That's what brings the money in. That's how all these films get made. Like Iron Man 3, gross like what was it, like?
It was $1 billion.
Like exactly $1 billion. And that's where the money for Wolf of Wall Street came out. Scorsese's never going to say that, though. You see what I mean?
But that wasn't the same studio, though.
No, but it was the same producer. It was the same executives. He left Paramount, and he went to whatever made Wolf of Wall Street, and that's how they got that movie made.
Oh, I wasn't aware. No, so then it can't be Wolf because they both came out the same year, 2013.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Wolf.
I don't know. It can't be Iron Man 3. It had to be either 1 or 2 because Paramount worked on the first couple ones, but by 3, it was already just Disney.
Then it might have been Iron Man 2.
Either 1 or 2.
Yeah.
That I know that because the distribution was Paramount at that point.
All these old heads, they're just mad at their movies are making money. And, Marvel's taking everything. But that's just the business right now, man. Superhero movies are just taking over.
Okay. So do you dabble in like photography or do you just do straight videography? Like,
yo, it's so funny when you say that because it's like there's so many people that are videographers or like filmmakers, but when you ask them, yo, take a picture of me, they're like, I don't know how to do that.
They're like a deer
Isn't
in
that
headlights.
weird? Yeah, like they know how to compose like a shot and how to movement and all that stuff, but like they suck at taking pictures. And a lot of videographers aren't photographers, which is like really ironic. But a lot of photographers can become videographers.
How many cameras do you own? Keep it real. A lot. Do you have like a, like for me, I'll spend money on like comic book collectibles.
Yeah.
When it comes to like your craft, is there something where you like?
I have lenses that I spend like thousands on that I'm probably never gonna use.
Gee, really?
Yeah, and I put them on like Facebook Market, and they're just like they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah. But right now I have 3 cameras. The most I ever had at one point was 5.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
And I got fucking just 1. That's it.
She's beautiful though. Oh, no. I want to buy those 30 millimeters that you just click it and it goes off. I want those, yeah.
I heard on eBay you could find, it's like easy to find them, but they're expensive. Like people who have them will sell them for a couple $1,000s.
Facts. You could bid on those too if you want. I forgot what it's called. It's like the Canon Power or something, but it's like $800. Just start bidding on it. Everything else is like overly expensive.
Nice. So if for somebody if somebody wanted to get started in, film, what's the, like, how would somebody go about that process? Because, obviously the equipment is very expensive.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, you could either go to school or start working.
Do it like freelance.
Exactly, freelance. But if you go to school, you will have the equipment from
Closer
the
to
school.
the mic.
You will have the equipment from the school to make your movies. It's like what they say, like you don't go to film school to learn. You go to make connections and use the equipment. So if I was just starting like right now, I'd probably go to school and get like just use all their shit and make my stuff and then take off from there. Because then you learn everything you need. Like instead of just like randomly buying lights and cameras on Amazon, you know exactly what you want, what fits you, like your style, and stuff like that, and you go for that.
Is there stuff that maybe you feel you didn't learn in school, like that you learned in out of school that you could have been like, maybe school wasn't super necessary?
Oh hell yeah, 100%.
You learn more. You learn more out of school or in school?
Definitely out of school. Being on set, you learn a lot day to day. You know, things fuck up all the time. Like not everything goes according to schedule, and you don't learn that in school. And that's like any job, to be honest with you. Like when you're a surgeon, you don't prepare for somebody's spinal fluid to start going crazy out of nowhere. They don't teach you that kind of shit. Well, they probably do, but you guys know what I mean.
When it comes to the process, because you did say you film and the screenwriting, which one do you prefer, one to the other, or do you like them equally?
So when it comes to filmmaking, everybody wants to be a director and writer. It's a given.
Okay.
But when you realize that your talents aren't there, it's a really, really tough pill to swallow.
Okay.
So I hate saying it, but like I'm a way better producer than I am anything else in filmmaking.
Oh, okay.
Like way better producer than
You're better behind us. Okay.
Yeah, I'm better at organizing everything, at hiring the people, at just like location scouting, all that stuff.
Well, speaking of all that, you actually have a project that you've been working on.
I have. Yeah.
A passion project. I've seen some of the stuff online. I know you guys have like you crowdsource some of the funds, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
So literally, right when the pandemic ended, we started working on this film called DNA. It's about this boxer named Mike. He's Spanish, and he had a career-ending injury that made him just like drop his whole passion all at once. And he's working his office job that like he just doesn't want to work anymore, and he hates his life, and he's like depressed and like anxious and all this stuff. And what's crazy about the film is that like depression and anxiety, there are actual characters in the film. So they're like actual people like haunting over him in every single situation.
Also, the people are acting as the emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
And we started this project like literally a year from right now, and we were just paying for the whole thing out of pocket. Like we just literally cold turkey the whole shit. And then after this past summer, we were like, yeah, we're out of fucking money. What are we gonna do now? So we crowdfunded it, and it was successful. We made the money that we needed for the film, and we're scheduling to finish it in early January. Early mid-January.
And to release obviously next year. You
right
don't know when though, right?
Oh, you don't know when, no. But the festival season usually starts in February and ends in May. So once we submit to all that, we'll drop the film publicly.
Oh, nice.
So it's probably going to be like a May drop.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know you have other people that you work with on that project, correct? It's not just you. It's a team, right? That you guys
it's a whole
had?
team. We're called D20 Pictures. You can follow us on Instagram, D20 Pictures. And we all went to film school together in New York. We went to this trade school called Digital Film Academy.
Okay.
And it was like it was fucking horrible. It was like the worst thing ever. It was such a waste of time and money.
So
I always tell my partners, like, I paid $9K to meet you and $9K to meet him.
Shit.
And like we're just working together right now. We've been going at it since we left, or quote unquote graduated, But yeah, we just go at it, man. We were doing freelance stuff for a while, but then we realized that like we didn't really care. Like we didn't care to make people's music videos or like make somebody's wedding video. We don't want to hear the bride shit about like I didn't like this and that. We just want to make like our films, like our narratives and stuff.
So that's why you kind of transitioned over more to just doing that, right? Working on what you guys want to work on instead of working for other people or getting hired to do shit.
Exactly.
Okay, I can respect that because there's sometimes we're just like fuck that shit. I'd rather do my own thing.
I mean, by all means, if like one of my boys hit me up saying like, "Yo, can you make a video for my parents' wedding or for this or for that?" I'd do it, but I wouldn't take a new client out of nowhere again and just make shit for them.
Just like I'm still waiting for my DR video.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Nah, but I had to give you shit about it.
Yeah. But no, this film it's so deep to all of us because literally everybody on the crew, we all have like our own experiences and testimonies on mental health and stuff like that. So when we started making this film, we knew it was costing us money as we were making it, but we didn't care because of how much we cared about it and how good the performances were from the actors. Like Will Martinez, Pilar Gonzalez, Timothy McCormack, they were just like phenomenal the whole way through. And I really can't wait for people to watch the film so they can see how good they were.
Nah, I want to see it because I feel like I saw something you guys posted, and I liked what I saw. So I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And I know I saw you did other projects while you were in school or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. And I know you did a lot of things that kind of brought you out of your comfort zone. I remember there was one project you said like, this is something that brought, you know, something I wasn't familiar with. It was out of my zone, but you still like, nah, you buckled down and you still did it.
Yeah, that was actually, we were signed as like our final project to make a film about something you know nothing about, like absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that was.
So I was like, all right, I'm a minority because I'm Spanish, you know, I have ADHD, I have this, I have that, I know rich people, I know poor people. Like, what's something I don't know about? And then I was eating one day and I saw this dude. Like, I thought it was a dude, but he's a girl now.
Okay.
And I was just like, that's the one thing I know nothing about, like LGBT.
The trans community.
Yeah, that's that shit. I was just like, I don't know dick about that shit. So I went on Facebook, and with this guy I went to high school with, he turned into, you know, he's a transgender woman now. And I hit him up and I asked him, I was like, hey, I have to make a film about something like this. Like, can I interview you and can we get this going? And she was like, I'm still getting used to it, obviously. She was like, yeah, of course. And she sat down with me. You know, I interviewed her, and she answered like amazingly. I wrote the script, and we literally shot the film the week when everything shut down. Like, we shot on Monday and Tuesday, and like on Wednesday, that's when like everything just gone.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and I shelved the film for about a year, and then I gave it to one of the editors that I met, like throughout the process, and he's been working on it so far. But it's literally a work in progress.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see that one too, because it looks like something interesting, especially for somebody like you said, you knew nothing about that, but you dove in and it's like, all right, let me see where to start, where to go, and do all that. Now back to the passion project the short film. What was your role in it? Did you do the directing? Did you write?
I was literally straight producing the whole thing.
Oh, you produced, okay.
So I came on the project as like I was just like a hand. I was like a lighter and gaffer on the project. And it got to the point where it was just a lot of shit that we were dealing with. You know, it was like locations, getting everybody together, the budget of everything. So I told Quay, because he was directing and producing it, I was like, let me help you produce this. So he literally just like handed the whole textbook over to me. And I basically been taking over since that, just producing everything.
Oh, nice. That's what's up.
Yeah. It's been kind of weird. It's kind of like, you know, location scouting, and then it's like people don't want to rent their Airbnbs. Where are we going to shoot this? Where are we going to shoot that? Who's getting paid tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, because when you rent the Airbnb, you have to let them know that you're doing something like.
Oh, it's a whole contract you have to make for them so they can sign it, like liability, everything, man, the whole 9 yards. Because if you break some shit, it's like, and a lot of Airbnbs, they wanted like $1,000 deposits to film there, and you know, we couldn't throw that money down at the time.
Fuck, I'm guerrilla shooting that from now on. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it hits that point sometimes where you're just like, let's just guerrilla, stand somewhere and just start fucking doing it. Cause
do you guys
like,
do you get shit from like, you know, when you do that? If you're like filming without permits and
all the time
stuff,
especially in New York, man, you're filming in some random park and the cops will come up and they'll ask you
like, what are you doing, right?
Yeah, and what are you permit? And you're just like, oh, I'm sorry, and then most of them will just like cut you some slack and tell you to leave in like 10 minutes, but you would much rather have the permission and be there all day instead of just like being in the middle of a shoot and then somebody comes and just
like,
sir, yourself down. Sir,
stop the recording.
No, you
like,
get paid too much to give me shit right now. Like,
nah, but you know what? Let's jump into, you know, a few little, you know, fun stuff that we could talk about. So, I know you're a big movie person. I've been to the movies with you a few times. We went to go see French Dispatch, which I enjoyed. I like that.
Yep.
Obviously not his best, but I still enjoyed it.
It was pretty good though.
Give me your like top 5 films of all time.
That is so hard. All right,
or give me 3.
5. All right, first thing that came to mind is The Departed. All around, that's like a film I could put on any time of day, and it's just like I'm right in it. No matter what scene it is, or it could be the ending, the beginning. I could just like put it on. I'll watch the whole way through.
The Departed's a good movie.
Departed's great. I hate to be cliche. I hate millennial hipsterism and all this shit, but Pulp Fiction is definitely one of the GOAT film for me. That's like up there. Pulp Fiction's amazing. Forrest Gump, of course. Everybody loves Forrest Gump. Let's see.
Oh,
that's 3. That's 3.
I recently met somebody who never watched Forrest Gump.
Is he here right now?
No. You know who she is.
That's crazy.
Oh, that was a whole recurring theme on one of our episodes.
Yo, that's actually a theory. That's a good. Nah, you're not wrong though, because you're more likely to get hepatitis C when you shoot up than you are to get AIDS. Nah, he's up to something, yo. I never thought about that shit.
She was given a waka waka, right? That's what she.
Hey, yeah.
No, it's someone else that we know.
Who?
You know who she is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she never. I gave her so much shit because she never knew a lot of movies. I'm just like, yo, I told my brother, get this bitch out my house, yo. Like, what are you doing here?
I mean, it's okay to be in culture with movies because it's more exciting, you know? It's like, you never knew this, but now that you're discovering it, it's like amazing.
All right, so we got Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction.
I said something else. What did I say?
The Departed.
The Departed.
That's 3.
All right. I got to go to my independent side. Let's see what I love from these. Surprisingly, man, 7.
Oh, I like that.
7. And the 5th spot, this just came to mind, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That movie's phenomenal to me.
Top 10.
Yeah,
that movie's great. That movie's fucking great.
But like my top 10 list, that fluctuates every week, man. You know, like I just watch so much shit all the time that I just fall in love with different things every week and different genres and stuff like that.
Do you have a favorite like genre that you show a little more preference to?
Yeah, it's this thing. It's an Italian concept. It's called Neo-Realism, and basically those kind of movies. You know, like for example, in an American action film, if you're watching the plane fly in the sky, it crashes, and then somebody comes saves it, and then somebody comes and destroys it again. A neo-realist film, you just watch the plane fly, and that's it. It's like a day in a life, very simple, very basic kind of things.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've seen films that do stuff like that.
Yeah, her could be. You know, you've seen Her, right?
Yeah,
that could be considered a neo-realist.
Spike Jonze is.
Yeah. Oh, he's different, bro.
He's a genius.
Or Lost in Translation could be neo-realist too, because it's like day to day, boring shit.
A good movie.
You ever seen a Ghost Story?
Ghost Story. No, I don't think I have.
Yeah. But in that movie, they spent like 5 minutes on one shot, just as a girl eating a pie. Yeah, and most people would be like, "This shit's boring as hell. Why am I watching this?" But like, when you get to sink in the moment, it makes you feel special. Okay. That's when films become real life to me.
Who's your favorite director of all time?
Kubrick, man. Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick. He makes you think. He makes you feel. He makes you wonder, like days and days and days on the same thing over and over and over, and you never get the answers to it. So it's like he just keeps you going.
What's your favorite Kubrick film?
Damn. Probably not The Shining, not 2001. A Clockwork Orange. You guys ever seen that? Ever heard of that?
I don't even know that.
Orange.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. That's
a very
70s,
old movie.
70s movie. No, it's really fucked up in a lot of kinds. It's like racist, sexist, like everything all at once. Yeah.
American Psycho.
American Psycho. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing, same concept. Beating the shit out of everybody for no reason and stuff like that.
Who's your favorite actor?
Oh fuck! Right now, Leo, man. Leo's the greatest of this generation.
So
him or Christoph Waltz is pretty good too. I like watching his movies.
Director wise, for me,
actually no, fuck that. What's the name of that guy that played Druig in Eternals?
Yes, I know. I don't know his name.
Oh man,
but
Barry something. He's great, phenomenal dude, man.
He's good.
So transcendent.
So director for me, I know. I'm a big Scorsese fan.
Oh hell yeah!
Give me Scorsese. Who's another one that I like? Actually, I like Denzel as a director.
Denzel's pretty good. He's very theatrical when he directs. I don't know.
He's
if you,
very
yeah.
And then acting wise,
oh, he's great. He's one of the best African American actors.
I think I might go Denzel, Leo, or Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala is nice, bro, and like he's young too, so it's like there's a lot more to come with him.
All right, let's see what else do we. Oh, what's your main? At the end of the day, we all have like our main goal. What's your with the film industry? What would be like the number one thing you would want to be doing as a career? Because obviously in the film, there's so many different things you could do, as we've discussed. Screenwriting, producing, all that stuff.
Probably write and direct, man. That's just like you have the full control, and it's your vision of what you're trying to say, what story you want to tell, and stuff like that.
You want to do some indie stuff?
Exactly, some indie stuff. Win a couple Oscars one day. Represent Linden. We out here in New Jersey. All the filmmakers from New York, but Linden got some talent too.
So no $200 million blockbuster.
I'll do Spider-Man. I do Spider-Man.
You do a Spider-Man film?
I do Spidey.
You
Spidey or Bat? I do Batman too.
See, I feel like those are hard because of the communities they're attached to. The comic book community will judge you so harshly. That's why there's a lot of directors or even writers who will stay away from them. They like the movies, but a lot of times when they transition into doing them, their movies don't come out the best because they try to make it more of like a movie, like a film, instead of like a comic book movie. And sometimes they forget certain elements of the comic book movie. That's why Chloe Zhao got crapped for Eternals.
Eternals.
I love Eternals though.
I did too.
Eternals was fire if you ask me, but a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah, it was kind of
a
like
lot of people didn't like it.
Nolan didn't know shit about Batman or the Dark Knight,
but what
he just grabbed like the basic characteristics of it and just made 3 films out of it. Actually,
yeah. Well, the third one that was more pressure from the studio.
Yeah,
because like you do one for us and then you can do one for you. But no, because he wanted to stop at Dark Knight. He didn't want to do Dark Knight Rises. He didn't want to do that at all.
Dark Knight Rises was great in my opinion.
And it's the weakest one.
Nah,
it's the weakest one in the trilogy. No, Batman Begins is probably one of the best origin story movies ever for comic books. It's one of the better comic like origin stories. But with him, what he chose to do, because obviously you see now the DC movies, they definitely look like more comic book movies.
Yeah,
he wanted it more grounded. He didn't want anybody with like powers or nothing. Because think of it if he would have added people with powers. The movie goes a little further, the universe can expand a little further, but he decided to keep it as real as possible. That's why the villains he picked were great. He chose Scarecrow, he chose Catwoman, he chose Joker, Ra's al Ghul, Bane. None of these people technically have superpowers.
They're realistic.
Look what he did to Bane. He turned Bane into someone who was fucking huge because of chemicals, into someone who was just trained by a league of assassins to kick ass. Exactly. And the way he fought and his intelligence, Bane didn't really have that kind of intelligence back in like the comic books. A lot of time he's portrayed as like a dumbass. But
precisely,
Bane. So that's you wouldn't mind doing like a comic book movie.
I wouldn't mind. I'd do Batman.
You do a comedy.
Oh fuck yeah! I gotta do comedy,
but like a smart comedy, right?
Yeah,
like one of those smart comedies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not like the. I get it. I know what I mean when I say like those smart comedies. The ones that don't make a lot of money, but they're really good.
They're fucking hilarious.
They're super good.
I'd be one of those, definitely. Definitely, just be another Spanish director, man. That's one of my biggest things. When I was graduating, I remember watching the Oscars and it was just straight white people. And then when I saw Iñárritu win his Oscar back to back, and then Cuarón did.
Oh, I got a question for you about.
I was like, "Fuck, man! Spanish people could do this shit."
Who's your pick out of the 3 amigos?
Oh no, that's hard, man.
Nah, I gotta give it. Come on.
Iñárritu, bro.
Iñárritu?
Bro, The Revenant, Birdman, that shit's unmatched.
Birdman's a great movie.
You can't, Cuarón can't touch that.
Who did that? That was you, of course.
Oh, you tutored? Ooh.
Yeah, that was Birdman. Mike Keaton's, he's God.
Nah, he's a guy. That movie's just, and people hate it for some reason, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. It was fucking hilarious.
Would you ever do a project in Spanish?
Oh,
like Cuarón when he did Roma.
Yeah,
Roma's beautiful.
I would go back to the motherland, just find a story out there about a mom or like orphan kids or something like that, and just make a story out of that. Dude, that would be the best thing ever.
I'll be a hand on that, son. Send me I'll go with you and I'll hold up a light or a microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Go shoot in Colombia, make a film out of there.
Make it supernatural, as long as we stay away from the bullshit that they always portray Colombians as in film.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't even dabble in that. Okay. I wouldn't even dabble in that. That's not what Colombia is.
Because you hate that shit too. I hate it.
Oh, dude, I didn't watch Narcos at all. Dude, and this like anything that's like Pablo Escobar-esque, I'm just like, no, this isn't fucking funny, bro. Like this is my family.
Yeah,
my family left that shit.
That's the thing. It's like, yo, we have family that went
cool. He wasn't a gangster.
Tormented.
Like, he killed
people don't understand that. Like, I don't care about his business acumen. The man was a terrorist. He blew up a plane.
That's what I'm saying. And he basically had the government in his hands.
Yeah. So,
anyways, fuck Pablo, fuck Narcos, and any TV or movie involved in that kind of topic.
So are still more into film over, let's say, television? Because nowadays, like, see a lot of people in film going to work in television.
Yeah, those are two completely different animals.
What do you think of that, though? Like, do you think it's a good thing? I think it is a good thing, because before, TV was always reserved for like the lower list, like actors. You know, the people who couldn't get starring roles were on TV. But now you got people that are like A-list people, Oscar winners, doing TV series, because now they do like limited series, shorter shows. But what do you think of all that? You think that's good, right?
Yeah, of course, because TV, it's more consistent in terms of fans and in terms of work. So when you're working on a TV set, that's a job you got for months or years even.
And you
And
can
if
tell
it's
a
fan
longer
base, it's
story.
like, yeah, exactly. You could tell a long. Look at Breaking Bad or Dexter, or no, look at Lost. How many fucking seasons was that?
Yeah, that shit kind of went
A lot
off
of
the
people
rails,
got,
though.
yeah, they. People still watched it though. People still finished it till the end, or like Walking Dead.
Well, who was that? That was Lindelof, right?
Yeah, I was in the loft.
Dude, he lost me a lot with Lost. No pun intended. But Watchmen,
Oh,
did
hell
you
yeah.
see Watchmen?
Watchmen's untouchable.
Watchmen's great.
Watchmen's are great.
Would you ever, if given the opportunity, consider doing television?
Yeah, why not? I would do like a short series, like a limited
Okay.
series on something. Probably something like
Like on a
biographic.
streamer?
What?
Like on a streamer? Like HBO Max and
Yeah, of
Netflix?
course.
That's where the money's at.
I always want to do. I've always thought about this since I was like 12, which is fucking hilarious. I would make like a short series on Marvin Gaye, or Hector, because I feel like that his life story is just crazy. It's
Wait,
amazing.
who else?
Hector.
Lavo?
Nah, he was a gangster, bro. Marvin Gaye was a fucking man. Hector Lavoe, yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah. More Marvin though, because I feel like Marvin's more influential. People sleep on him, bro. Like especially in R&B today, his vocals and his lyrics are fucking there. Like The Weeknd, you hear Marvin Gaye in there.
I would love to see it. His estate is very protective of everything.
Oh, of course, because he has a tragic ass ending, you know. But I would definitely do a series on him.
They
'cause I
sue
feel
for
like
everything.
His life is so like up and down. It's great, phenomenal.
You know what? I think that about does it. I think we're
Yeah,
good. I
sounds
think
about.
we've covered a lot that we needed to cover. I do appreciate you for coming, Brian.
No,
I've been
thanks for
trying to
having
get
me,
you
bro.
for a few months.
Yeah.
Cause like I've seen what you do, so I know, you are talented and you have an eye for
Thank you,
shit
bro.
like that.
Thank you.
And just based off what I've seen on the Instagram, you guys, the stories that you guys want to tell is definitely stories that like people like us can also relate to, but then other underserved communities can also relate to. For example, your student project that you had to do.
Yeah.
That's definitely a community that obviously you see it a lot more frequently now. They do get, exposure, but it came from somebody who knew nothing about it. So that I think that's dope because not only are you shining that light, but then you're also learning
Exactly.
along the way
Yeah.
and educating yourself instead of waiting for someone to come do it. You're like, no, fuck it. I'm going to teach myself. I'm going to jump in head first and teach myself about it. So I appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to see all your projects next year, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you.
This has been our one-on-one episode for Fifth Ward Media.
Follow us on Instagram. DNA Short Film. D20
Yes.
Pictures.
Okay. Where can everybody find you?
D20 Pictures. DNA Short Film. Shout out Fifth Ward Media, our potty entertainment. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, brother. We're out of here. Until next time. Peace.